negative, flex. Stop being pessimistic, flex. Listen, outside the Amex, I sat there and said, can you see us going to West Ham and winning? Because I don't. And that's exactly what's happened. I have to start by admitting I was wrong. I was wrong about De Gea. I was wrong. It's time. The end game has happened. He has to move on. He has to move on. And there's going to be people behind the camera and people, you guys on social media saying, oh, finally, we told you, you're still riding that, hold that. Whatever criticism you want to give. At the end of the day, I want to see Man United do well. And I really thought that David De Gea can be a part of that. And we can get there when we need to. But it's over. It's over. And actually, I sat on a stream with Owen actually the other day and said all the reasons why we should keep him in this moment because of the money that we've got to spend. And that actually a striker is still more of a priority, which I still think a striker is, but in terms of the money that we had. But then you can flip that and say, well, you're actually trying to actively renew his contract on 200 grand a week, or he's rejected that, so it might be more. So you're better off taking them wages and trying to find another way and say, you know what, let's just go our separate ways. That's how it feels to me after that. That's how it, if I'm honest, felt after Sevilla. And I dare say there'll be another game this season in the 4 that we've got left, I think, there, where we get another awakener. And that's not something I want to say as a Man United fan. It's not about sentiment. I understand that. Ten Hag needs to be absolutely ruthless with this squad. I just wanted to start with the David De Gea situation because after that mistake, there's nowhere to hide. Gave the ball away to them countless times as well. The goal that Antonio scored when De Gea got fouled, which wasn't a foul. The warning signs are there. There's too many warning signs. So for those of you who are saying, I told you so, where it's about time, then feel free to say it to me. I've got to take that and hold that on the chin. But where I feel I'm wrong and new evidence has been presented to me and I can change my opinion, I won't be stubborn enough to not change it. So that's where I stand with the David De Gea situation. With the team, you know, this is why I really feared for us. Yeah, you can say after Seville, but in terms of Premier League, you know, after that second half against Spurs was just, we haven't shaken it off. And right now we are throwing it away. Of course, you don't want to overreact. Of course, you need some calm. Of course, we can still make the top 4. But I'm telling you now, what's concerning me is that actually Erik ten Hag's not getting anything out of his players. He's not getting anything out of them. They won't listen. They're not taking it. And whilst that may sound really harsh on Erik ten Hag, and no manager should be exempt from criticism, I have to remember where we're coming from versus where we're trying to get to, and remember the players that we've got that have actually been in this position and managed to falter and throw games away and not show the minerals and not show the mentality. So that's not on Ten Hag. But what I'm saying is I'm talking about the situation of him being able to get through to the players is very concerning in the context of these 4 games next. That's what I mean by that. And actually, Ten Hag has got to shape them up, be absolutely ruthless. And actually, this is everything not being masked over. Carabao Cup, it's nice. Obviously, you know, doing well in the league, you know, having been in decent positions throughout the season. But now, towards the end of the season, this is Ten Hag's moment to go, right, yeah, I get this. Him. I can't move forward with them. I can't. He has to be ruthless. And I'm more talking about the summer, yes. But you look at Mikel Arteta's side, you know, sort of 3 years into the job, going on 4 years, the team is completely unrecognisable. Ten Hag's going to have to do a similar thing if we want to get back to the top. And yes, there's some players in there who can stay, but essentially the same players keep showing the same traits, which ultimately give us the same outcomes. West Ham should have won by more. West Ham should have won that about 3 or 4-0. And it's the manner of these defeats that are most concerning. The fact that as soon as there's any adversity with this team, they just crumble. They just capitulate. That's why I didn't think we'd beat Brighton. That's why I didn't think we'd win today. That's why I don't think we'll beat Bournemouth away from home. And that's why I was iffy against Spurs before the game. For that, and they've literally just proved it in them times, and I'm pissed off that they've proved that because I wanted to say it would be different. I wanted to come away from the Amex saying, "Oh, can't believe it." Wanted to come away from this game saying, "Wow, what a win! Newcastle just lost. Look how quickly things can change." We've just made West Ham safe. West Ham have lost the last 3 or 4 games on the bounce, where actually they had a decent little period, but they've ended up losing consecutive games, so they were back in it, back in that dogfight. And now, I think they're on, 37 points, something like that? They've gone, right, where's our semi-final against AZ Alkmaar? We're in great shape. Thanks, Man United. Brilliant. Soft underbellies. We'll just give you a little tickle. We'll put it on you a little bit. We'll defend properly. You ain't going to outrun us. You ain't going to outsmart us. And you're certainly not going to outscore us. So you ain't getting any points on our watch. That's what West Ham did. And fair play to West Ham, actually. I think, actually, we can talk about ourselves and how awful we were, but you have to big up West Ham, you know? And also, they've got a big game on Thursday night. They've got to go again. Happy, ready for it on our watch. And that's what I talk about, the manner of these defeats, the way that we're losing these games, the way that we're not scoring. Let's not have any elephants in the room. Marcus Rashford, listen, he's been unbelievable this season with the amount of goals that he's scored on an individual basis. But if I put my hand on my heart and look at how he's playing for the team, okay, on a consistent basis, not good enough. Not good enough. Martial, we've asked for him to come back after a long layoff. Can he be fit? And actually, we sat in here actually on a UV extra when everyone came in and we discussed, can Martial have a big impact for the rest of the season? And actually, what it was a lot of the guys said he can't because he'll probably get injured. He's not, because he's not good enough. That's what's happening. He's not that guy who's going to drag us through and score countless goals and drag us over the line. He's not been at it. And this is me naming names because I think accountability is key. These players need to be outed in these situations within these 90 minutes for us to have an honest kind of breakdown of what's happening. Anthony, forget the price tag. I don't care about that. That was because we panicked and we went back in late. Not showing enough. I don't care that you can roll it through people's legs. I don't care that you look silky. I give him his dues. He works his absolute nuts off. He works hard. I need quality. I need balls into the box. I need shots on target. I need good decisions. I sat with Anton Ferdinand a couple of days ago when we did our preview. And you know what he said? You saw it. He said, Jarrod Bowen is more productive than Anthony. He's right. He could even be better than Anthony. Who would you rather have on the right wing right now, Jarrod Bowen or Anthony? There's not much in it, if I'm being honest. Who's the 15, 20 million pound player from Hull, and who's the 80 million pound player? So that's just me being honest. Bruno Fernandes, love him. Love his shithousery. I love that the rivals hate him, and he's our guy. It's like he's our shithouse. Not good enough. Back to the old Bruno. Back to the Bruno that is taking speculative shots from far too far out. Back to the Bruno who is not contributing to the attacking play. Back to the Bruno who's rushing things. Casemiro, all the experience that he's got, didn't see him at all. So, Christian Eriksen, my guy, love him. But I think KG touched on it in his fan view. We actually need fighters and leaders and guys who are going to get us over the line. Passion, Desire FC, yeah. Passion and Desire FC to get a little bit of calm, because actually I'm looking at us, we're not running, we're not working, there's no basic level of intensity. And you know what else really annoys me? As much as I give props to West Ham probably won't have an easier game. They'll have a tougher game if they have to play Leicester at home for a relegation dogfight than they will against Man United, who you would think don't give a shit about their top four security. They will have a tougher game against other teams coming to the London Stadium for the rest of the season. I don't even know what West Ham's games are there. I watched West Ham versus Southampton probably about a month and a half ago. Dogfight. Both teams struggling, not much quality, but it was a harder game for West Ham than this. Southampton came out in the second half and absolutely put it on them. What did we do? And I said, if we go 1-0 down to this West Ham side, what would we do? Will we buckle? And yes, in the circumstances that we went behind was absolutely disgusting, but there's still 70 minutes to put that right. If Ederson makes a mistake like that, do you think Man City panic? If Alisson makes a mistake like that, do you think Liverpool panic? If Ramsdale throws one in like that, do you think Arsenal capitulate and panic? No, not at all, because they've got minerals. Now look, we've got a long way to go. Things don't happen quickly, things don't happen overnight, but I'm telling you now, if we don't get in this top four, it will be an absolute travesty, and it will ruin the season. It actually will ruin the hard work that we've done. Forget the Carabao Cup. Yeah, that was great. It was a great day out. We won a final, and Ten Hag got a trophy in his first season. But I'm telling you now, that Carabao Cup counts for absolutely nothing if we don't get in the top 4. So I'm extremely worried. I know I'm in the moment, but I think we're throwing it away. I honestly think we're throwing it away. And I don't know if we're going to get in the top 4. I don't know if we are. So we'll have to see. Roll on Wolves. And Ten Hag has got to get them guys in, get them running, and he has got to give them a massive rocket up their backside, because he is not getting anything out of them right now. It's going in one ear and out the other. So roll on Wolves and see what we can do.